The Pingdom website speed test is a free tool that lets you test your website speed from 7 global test locations. Just go to tools.pingdom.com and enter your website URL. Once the test is complete, we can see what the loaded page looks like, how long it took to load, and how much data is downloaded by the browser when opening the page. Click on the website screenshot to view the loading process frame by frame. Pingdom provides several recommendations to improve your web performance. For example, compressing resources with gzip reduces the amount of data that needs to be transferred when loading the page. You can also speed up subsequent visits by improving caching with either expires or cache control HTTP headers. This means that website files can be stored in the browser and reused later on when loading another page on this website. If we scroll down a bit more, we can see that images account for most of the overall page download size. The page is loading 56 images with a total size of just under 12 megabytes. We can find a full list of network requests made by the page just below the aggregate request analysis. This request waterfall view shows when each file loads and how the duration of each request breaks down into different components. Hover over each file to see how much time is spent on the DNS lookup, establishing a connection, or on downloading the response body. You can edit the entries per page value to get a better view of when different files load on the page. The Pingdom speed test is a popular tool that's been around for a long time. However, there are a few important limitations. For example, all data is collected on a fast network connection. We can see that each network round trip to establish a server connection just takes a few milliseconds. A 3 megabyte file is downloaded in 72 milliseconds. Many visitors won't have a network connection that is this fast and will wait longer for page content to show up. Pingdom also measures page speed using the browser on load event. However, that is not the same as when visitors can actually see the content. If we look at the Pingdom replay, the page is actually fully rendered after about 500 milliseconds. Finally, the performance recommendations are not very in-depth. For example, the gzip suggestion does not tell you what specific files you should be looking at. Overall, the Pingdom speed test is somewhat outdated, being based on the Wieslow open source project that's almost 20 years old. Let's take a look at a few alternative ways to measure page speed. Other tools like PageSpeed Insights, Chrome DevTools, WebPage Test, or the DebugBear website speed test can provide a more insightful performance analysis. They report modern user-centric metrics, provide more detailed performance recommendations, and often include some data on real visitor experience as well. Let's take a look at a DebugBear website speed test result for the same page as before. DebugBear focuses on user-centric paint timing metrics, like the first contentful paint and the largest contentful paint. You can view these rendering milestones in the film strip view. In addition to the on-demand page analysis, the report also includes real user metrics based on Google's Chrome User Experience report. Click on the Crux score box to learn more. Here we can see that the main page content takes 2.75 seconds to load for actual visitors. The report also includes other metrics that Google looks at for SEO purposes, like interaction to next paint and cumulative layout shift. If we click on the largest contentful paint metric title, we can see specific debug data for improving that metric. The content element on this page is an image, and it takes 2.5 seconds to load. Compare that to the super fast network that's used to run the Pingdom test, where downloading this image took less than 200 milliseconds. The DebugBear request waterfall shows the download time in dark blue, with individual data chunks that arrive on the client being marked in a darker shade. If we scroll down a bit further, we can see that many other images are loaded at the same time as the main image, including 3 images with a size of over 3 megabytes each. That means these images are taking bandwidth away from the main image. How can we optimize this? We can scroll down to the recommendations section to find the lazy load off-screen images suggestion. Lazy loading images that are below the fold means that they won't be loaded until the user starts scrolling, reducing competition for the main image. DebugBear offers an experiment feature to try out this optimization. Click on Run Experiment to preview the suggested change, which is adding the loading equals lazy HTML attribute to each image tag. Let's start that experiment and take a look at the result. After this change, the largest contentful paint score has improved to just 1.47 seconds. The video view provides a side-by-side comparison of visitor experience before and after the change. The main image now shows up much earlier than before. The DebugBear website speed test is a more modern alternative to the Pingdom performance test. DebugBear can also monitor your website continuously using scheduled synthetic tests and real user analytics. Get alerts when something goes wrong on your website, and access in-depth debug data to quickly fix performance regressions. Sign up for a free trial at debugbear.com.